Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Rosie, and you're listening to My Intrusive Thoughts. Welcome to another episode. Okay, let me do a little checklist before we start. I have my iced tea with me. The weather is nice. It's finally getting crispy, frosty, a little cold. Not exactly frosty, but there's this chill in the air, and I love it. I love it so much. I went out for a walk earlier tonight, and I just love the weather. So, yeah, weather, take iced tea, take my cozy room, take and my microphone and setup, take everything in order. And now I have no excuse to not be recording this, so I have it on record now. I am sitting down recording finally after being MIA for a long time, and I think you might have figured out a pattern here. And I'm sorry, I don't do it on purpose. It just happens. I have these motivational blocks where I don't want to do anything, and then all of a sudden, like one random morning, I wake up and I'm like, yes, I want to do this. Like, I want to get back to being a productive and interesting human being with hobbies and with interests and, the time and energy to do these things. Obviously, that's a big factor because, whoa, adulting is a full-time job, okay? And I say it with my full chest because I know that a lot of people listening in would be like, everybody does that, right? Everybody has life, everybody's got responsibilities and whatnot, but honestly, we all need to sit down and give a pat on the back to ourselves sometimes because, whoa, I did not sign up for this, honestly. But here we are, and I'm not complaining, obviously, and I'm back, hopefully, for good, and would try my best to be more consistent with this podcast because I love just sitting and talking to myself like this. As bizarre as that sounds, because I'm not exactly talking to myself, am I? I'm recording it and putting it out for other people to listen to and relate to, so it's like a open diary for other people, my personal journal, as they would say it. So yeah, it's been a while and so much has happened over the year. I think in the past year, all I did was post one episode talking about life, and updates and what was going on, and then another one, the guilty woman syndrome, I think was the last one that I uploaded in January or Feb. I'm not sure, but sometimes around that time because I remember that I had come back from Saudi and I was so pumped and so ready and so motivated to do something. And then I was also I was nearing the end of my house job at that point, so I had some time on hand to reflect back and sit down and just do all of that. And after that, oh my god, so much has happened over the course of the past few months, and I don't even know where to begin. Honestly, coming on here and talking and kind of wrapping up the past few months, or shall I say unpacking, not wrapping, it's the opposite, I believe, um has been it's a feat in itself right now because first I got married. I was so in my zone about finishing my house job and you know growing career wise, but God had other plans, and I'm glad. I mean, not complaining right now. It's bizarre, honestly bizarre when I think about it, that a few months ago I was in my bedroom in my mom's house, in my parents' house, and I was just hunched over my microphone in a corner and recording this podcast on a daily. And now I am in my own home, in my own place, um, waiting on my husband to come back from work, studying, for my own stuff, and life is good. Life is great, mashallah. How it happened? Well, it's a long story, but like we met and we decided that we could make this work. We found each other to be amicable human beings, as arranged settings go. But like, the Asian arranged setting, basically, you talk to each other, meet up, and then you're like, okay, yeah, we be checking each other's boxes, and then we're like, yeah, go ahead, let's do this. So it all happened very quickly, a little too quickly, I would say, because to this day, like earlier, I got around to just watching my bridal shower videos and like content I had in my phone. Honestly, like the whole thing was so like fast. Everything was so fast paced that I never really got around to kind of catching up. And I've heard that most weddings, like Desi weddings, are like that. Everything just happens, and like it's a whirlwind, and you don't really get to catch a breath, is what I'm told, and that's exactly what happened to me. And I was hoping that would not be the case, but it's okay. Like, it is what it is, and it's all right. So I literally just sat down and was like going through my phone and looking at stuff that I had, and I came across like some things that other people had like recorded and taken photos of from my phone, and I had no idea they existed. So it was a nice surprise, and I just had a bit of a nostalgic moment by myself. And yeah, that's what's up. Like, I got married, um and I have started this new chapter in life, and it's been amazing. It's been a new sort of experience. Obviously, I've never been married before. So everything is very new, everything is very different, everything is different in a good way. Alhamdulillah. Like, and every person out there has a vision for themselves. I think, believe it or not, we all think about it at some point. We imagine ourselves in a certain place, in a certain position, in a certain way, and we think of things that we might be doing and things we might want to do differently. And we always have this like comparison to make with others around us, and it's always like it's a personal thing, right? We all do it, consciously or unconsciously, but we do it. So as far as I am concerned, I think the life that I imagined, and the life that I'm living are like miles apart, obviously, but in a good way. And I would not have it in any other way. It's been magical, it's been beautiful, it's been hard as well. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that adjusting to a new person and um, you know having a partner does not change the dynamics of your life. It literally upturns it. Like, it's all upside down. Now you are living with this new person, and they have their own life, they have their own preferences, they have their own likes, dislikes, and you have to find a middle ground. You have to like come together in this union and make it work. And sometimes you compromise, sometimes they compromise, sometimes you let things go, sometimes they let things go, and that is how you find a balance. And it's all about finding that balance, I think. And it's a personal journey. It's not something that you can learn from others. And obviously, like, everybody's going to be giving you advice, and take that, yes, listen to them, but ultimately it's you and that person in this relationship that gets to decide how to steer this relationship. And I think that communication, building that relation, building that communication, building that life together is what it's all about, and it's magical if you make it out to be. And so far, I love life. I love how things are, and that was, I think, the biggest milestone I achieved during this year. A big change, definitely. And also, I am now a licensed doctor, so that's good. Two birds, one stone, not really, a lot of stones. it took me a lot of stones to get to this place, but yes. So that's what happened. And recently, as you guys have heard, a ceasefire in Gaza was announced. And I think, although we all know it's, you know, not really a ceasefire unless the occupation ends, unless the apartheid state stops killing and butchering and dehumanizing Palestinians. Um, but to have that notion set out and for the world to finally be like, we've had enough of these people dying, um, so blatantly, so openly, with no consequences. It's just good to see that. It's good to see people coming out and fighting and making an effort for these people that need all the love and support that they can get. And that has really helped me feel better about myself and about, that now that I'm married and obviously I have my own life now, and obviously in the future I'll have children and whatnot, to be in a position and a place where I have to start thinking of a family now, and I have my own, little bubble that I have created, and that is not exactly a bubble at the same time. I get to choose what energies and what people and what sort of like influences I let into this bubble, this place. But also, at the same time, I know that I'm not living in a vacuum, so I have to think about the kind of world I am creating and the world that I'm contributing to becoming. And it has opened my eyes to a lot of things. And honestly, the past few months, almost 2 years actually, if we really talk about it, and even before that, Palestinians have been going through this hell for decades now. And to be able to see it now, to witness the barbarism, the inhumanity that they have had to face for the past decades, come to light and be so blatantly displayed for everybody to see and, turn their backs to for the most part of the last 2 years, it's been humbling. It's been an experience that made you, still to this day, makes you think, if the roles were reversed, like if you put yourself in their shoes, if you think for a second, just, sit down and think, what if it was me and my family going through this, and the world reacting that the way they are right now? How would that make me feel? And that really puts so much into perspective. And I do not want to bring children into this world, if this is what I'm going to be subjecting them to. And so the past few months have really kind of rebuilt my faith in humanity. The flotillas, the movement, the protests, the boycotts, everything um, happening around the world has been heartwarming, and it makes me emotional every time I think about it, because it's the little efforts that count, right? Someday, when my grandchildren are going to be asking me about this and being like, so what side of history were you on? At least I'll have a clean conscience, and I would know that I was on the right side, and I was supporting the victims and supporting the people who were being oppressed and who were being killed, um, for just existing. And these are people who openly welcomed the oppressors into their land, and now they are being bombed. They're being slaughtered in thousands and starved and all of that. So it's it's sad, it's heartbreaking, but I know that my sympathies, my heart, and my prayers are with the right people, and I wish them all the best, and a road to recovery and a road to freedom and a road to a safe life. Yeah, it's not the end. The ceasefire does not signify the end to the occupation, so we need to continue, and we must continue. Um, we must keep building this momentum till the Palestinians have the right to self determination and the right to own their own houses without being bombed and without being, robbed of them at gunpoint. And that's a life that I cannot even wish upon my worst of enemies. So, yes, the fight goes on. It continues. We have to fight the propaganda online. We have to fight the propaganda in our houses when we debate, when we talk about it to our kids, to the youth, to and even sometimes the elderlies, because everybody has so many opinions. I think in today's time, and it's really important to educate people. It's not bad to have opinions, but it's also important to have educated opinions so that you can back them up with facts and not just beliefs that you randomly picked off the internet or whatever. So it shouldn't have to be hearsay, and I think that takes away the authenticity. So yeah, the ceasefire kind of put a little lull and into the momentum, but um there were talks of ceasefires before as well, so I don't trust Israel at this point. So yeah, I mean, uh, I think we would be the happiest to know that this is the end for the Palestinian suffering, but who knows? So my prayers out there for all the Palestinians. I hope that they're safe. I hope that the war criminals are finally held accountable, hoping for a better world in the future. Oh my god, to get this off of my chest. I think the last time I actually uploaded an episode without feeling guilty, without feeling like, what am I doing with my life? When there's like people dying out there, kids being blown apart, was before the 7th October attacks. And Palestinians were going through this before October 7th, just so we're clear, I guess. You and I, we both know that it did not start on October 7th, but like it all came to head on October 7th, right? So before that, we were not given any insight into the Palestinian suffering. So, in a way, I think that was also needed. And but these past 2 years have just been pure torture, and I can't even begin to fathom if this is how I feel, being so far away in my house, safe with my loved ones, to think what the people in Palestine and Gaza must be going through. So yeah, it's been 2 years of having this guilt, having this weight on my chest, and it's still there. We won't be getting through it anytime soon. I think we won't be able to let go of it. I think I'm a changed person after seeing all of that, and I will never be the same again. But I'm also glad that I am a more educated, learned person, and I'm supporting the right thing. And that's it. Um, I'm not oblivious to their sufferings, and I stand with them. And I think that's what's important at the end of the day. So, yeah, free Palestine. And yeah, I mean, you just have to talk about this as well at some avenue. So it just came up. So yeah, that's the crux of this episode. I think everything else was just like side thought, but that's what's been going on. And um I think this is gonna be one of those midnight rambles, because it is midnight, like right now that I am recording this. And probably, hopefully, I'll be coming up with consistent episodes. And now that I am, honestly, to tell you the truth, I've been wanting to sit down and record for like, I think, more than a month now. And I did sit down and record something, but I never got around to editing it, and I could not find the motivation. It just happens. You're stuck, you're just procrastinating, and I was procrastinating for like a month almost. I had my microphone out, I had my iPad, everything, like the entire setup just lying there in front of me day after day, collecting dust. And I just could not find it in myself to sit down and do this. And I think sometimes you need a push, and the push needs to come from within. And yeah, that's this is the moment. So hopefully I can cash on it and record a few more episodes, and hopefully schedule them to release in the coming weeks and get back on track. So yeah, that was a summary of the past year, and bizarre. Honestly bizarre. Like, my life turned upside down in a good way. um a full 180-degree turn. But for now, I think I should stop talking, stop rambling, and let you all get on with your day, night, whatever you're doing. I hope you're safe. I hope you're having a good time. October is Octobering after a long, long time. I cannot even tell you how long I've waited for October to October, right? Okay. It's crispy, it's cold, it's just chilly at night, like the right kind of chilly, and it's sometimes windy, and you can just feel it in the air. Okay, the winter that's creeping up, and I love that. I love waking up and feeling a little cold and just snuggling up in my bed and just thinking of starting the day, and then having a hot mug of tea. Oh, it's winter is my time. Okay, I thrive during winter, so I love this weather, and I am so happy and so ready to take on winter. And hope you are too, wherever you are. I hope you're having good times, and stay safe. I'll talk to you later. Bye.